half, just looking to spread the ball across towards the left-hand side. In possession is Ben Hamida, bringing it in towards the centre of the park, towards Skiri, and then Slimani, who's just winning that midfield battle at the start of this second half against Karlström, who takes him out and wins a free kick as well. Saad was the man who had the final touch on it before the referee points towards the direction of the Swedish goal away to the right-hand side, and it was a tough tackle that came in from Karlström. He just came out and then just took Saad's legs out from behind, tried to claim he got some of the ball, and he may have got the ball through the legs, but he took out the man far more than he took out the ball, and it's a really good opportunity. It's bang down the centre of the goal, about 10-15 yards outside the penalty area. Hannibal with those long lock stands over the top of the ball. There's just two inside the wall. Nordfeldt a couple of yards off his goal line. If Hannibal is going to go for goal, the goalkeeper will need to be alert, because this could go either way. And it is Hannibal that stands over it, does go for goal, but it just goes flying over the top of the bar. If that one was down in the USA, then it would have certainly been celebrated NFL style, as it just went right over the top of the bar. Almost felt quite a similar sort of technique that he had in the end. But they're looking for a reaction in this second half, Tunisia. They got one just before the end of the first half. How they would love to continue that and add another twist in the tail. The momentum is swinging slowly in their favour. They're controlling the tempo. Sweden can't really handle it in the opening 8 minutes of this second half. And it looks down the right-hand side, looking again towards Isak, given away in the centre. Well, Ewell Amucci has said at half-time it's certainly been working, but it's been given away in turn by Sweden towards Gyökeres. Driving towards the edge of the area, tries to go for goal, but it's blocked on the first inch. It's Volcani towards Isak. Pushed towards the far right-hand side of the box, continues out towards the right-hand channel. Managed to drive his way back in towards the edge of the area, but the referee and the linesman in sync as the linesman flag goes up over on the far side against Isak. And the referee is going to bring out a yellow card. He's going to have to be careful, Khedira. The referee already had his yellow card out. Khedira was facing the wrong way and walking away from the referee. He knew it was coming from the challenge earlier on. In more retaliation on Karlström for his tackle on Saad 60 seconds before. He tried to stop the counter-attack after they gave the ball away to Gyökeres. The referee rightly played advantage, then brought it back, and the first booking of the evening goes the way of Khedira, whose brother, his older brother, won the tournament back in 2014 with Germany, of course. Well, Karlström taking the brunt of that as he's sent down the left-hand side, looking towards Saad with the long throw, plays it off Isak, so he plays it off Hein, doing the defensive work, and wins a corner kick 10 minutes into the second half. And Hein, who's a forward, converted to a centre-half, and an Atalanta regular. He's known as the Ferrari engine of this Swedish side, and he had to motor back to try and stop the attack again from Tunisia. But it's Hannibal who stands over the corner from the far side. 4 inside the 6-yard box for Tunisia. 2 racing in from the penalty spot towards the edge, and one of those was Talby, who looked like he was going to rise highest, but good work from Sweden. Just clear it back towards Hannibal on the far side. Tries to take on his right. Puts a high whip cross in towards the penalty spot, but cleared back out towards Isak. 1 touch down towards Gyökeres. Gets his first touch wrong, gets his second touch better. But Isak's already looking like he's strayed a little bit offside, and I think he will be offside as it's going to get brought back. And they won't even wait for Isak to take a strike. And again, just too slow from Gyökeres to get it out of his feet. His first touch was poor, his second touch was better, his third, his fourth left everything to be desired. and he started driving at the Tunisian defence rather than feeding in Isak, who was in plenty of space away to the left-hand side. It would have taken some real pace for the Tunisian players to keep up with Isak, who hasn't had the best of seasons domestically after signing for Liverpool. He was a hero on his 17th birthday for AIK, but he is still Sweden's star. Their second goal win the first half. With 12 minutes gone inside the second half, you can watch your game on your local broadcaster. We bring you the live commentary to your ears to go alongside it. Sweden trying to get hold of the ball, but just can't quite do so in this second half so far. With Hannibal, space to turn. Driving down the right-hand side is Valerie. The pass finds him just hugging this near touchline. Back in towards Hannibal once again, who's been all over the park. He struggled to get into the game for a good 30 minutes, but as soon as he had, all of a sudden, Tunisia have started to show a little bit more light as they try and find a leveller after being 2-0 down. Sweden just clearing the ball into the Tunisian half in more hope than expectation. And they're sitting deeper and deeper as this game goes on. A wonderfully whipped ball again from right to left from Hannibal in towards Sarge. Trying to drive down that far right-hand side against Benarsson. Puts a cross in towards the box, looking again towards Valerie, but loses out. Does the Tunisian right back and commits a foul in the process as well. It was good defending from Sweden on that occasion. Like they're starting to park the bus and get all hands on pump defensively. A really good defensive header from Lindelof, who snuffed out the danger, read the danger and snuffed it out, I should say. But Tunisia, since they've scored that goal to half the deficit, have been by far the better side. Long rangey ball goes towards Isak, gets an excellent little touchdown and gets there ahead of Valerie. Drives back onto his right-hand side, comes towards the left-hand corner of the penalty area. He's got one down the left in Goodmanson if he can find the support. He has to use Karlström, but does find him. Brings it back though in towards the middle, towards Lindelof, who again tries to send it down the left towards Ayari, whose whip cross just goes past absolutely everybody and out for the goal kick to Tunisia as Graham Potter looks a little bit more comfortable after Isak scored in the first half. That's disappeared in this second half. He's looking like a nervy fella. Here's Graham Potter, the Swedish coach with deep Swedish roots. He was with Östersund for many a year. He climbed from the 4th tier to the Allsvenskan, won the cup, beat Arsenal in the Europe as well, as it comes nicely in towards Gyökeres, and Sweden restore their 2-goal advantage. Calamity at the back from Tunisia. It's an absolute nightmare from them. They couldn't quite keep on top of the momentum, and it's the captain who gives it away, and Gyökeres who punishes them. And 60 minutes into this game, it's Sweden 3, Tunisia 1, and daylight restored once more for the Scandinavians. And we were talking about how Graham Potter didn't look too comfortable. Well, now a smile's back on his face. It was just rolled out from the goalkeeper in towards the captain, Skiddy. He turned straight in towards some danger. Isak was one of them, just stuck his leg out, drove towards the penalty area. Skiddy tried to win it back, but in doing so, he fed the ball straight in towards Gyökeres, whose one-touch finish just tucked it past Shemak in the goal. As calm and as cool as you like from the Champions League finalists, sending it down the right-hand side of Shemak. The goalkeeper tried to roll it out and play it cool. Skiddy took way too long on the ball, and they've been punished. They're makers of their own downfall. And Gyökeres, who did everything to get this side to this tournament with his 4 goals in 2 of the playoff games. He's added his first major tournament goal. Sweden lead with half an hour to play by 3 goals to 1. And the fans here in absolute raptures. They've restored their daylight. From qualification chaos to Monterrey control. Sweden like the touch paper in Group F. And now they're feeling the momentum and the pizzazz as well as they try to move it to Isak, but it's just intercepted and pushed down the right-hand side. Excellent work from Valery. Can Tunisia try and pull one back here, but good defensive work from Goodmanson, who just wins. Gives away a corner kick. He's also being asked to be substituted. And Graham Potter has a quick change to try and make here. He was looking a little bit wary in the first half. Well, Tunisia will try and find a way back in, but the 4th official able to get the board up before the corner's taken. In fact, it hasn't. They've taken it short, and the referee wanted to get the game underway. I don't think Tunisia were too happy about that game being underway because Goodmanson was trying to get himself off the pitch. But instead of going to his nearest point, he tried to run to the centre of the pitch, which means they'll tap another minute before he can actually come off. And it's cleared towards Gyökeres with a bit more confidence, trying to drive in towards the box, but just can't quite take on Ben Hamida on this near right-hand side. And excellent defending from the Tunisian defender. And now it's cleared up towards Hannibal again. It's end-to-end stuff in this second half as a free kick goes Tunisia's way. Hannibal just felt a slight touch in his back. As Sweden will now try and look to get Goodmanson off the pitch if they're allowed. It was Lindelof, the man wearing the armband, committing the foul on Hannibal. Just had 2 hands in his back. It's a rather soft one, but in football these days they do tend to be given. Sweden are going to make 2 changes. In fact, Goodmanson has gone down, and that will add a little bit of time at the end of this game. Lucas Bergvall is being readied, as is Elliot Stroud. So Elliot Stroud will likely be the man that comes on for Goodmanson. He plays in defence for Malmby in Sweden. He's making just his 2nd appearance for the national team. No age group gap caps before his senior call-up. He was a title hero for Malmby. Now he's looking to make his major tournament debut as well. And Lucas Bergvall, the Spurs midfielder. Barcelona wanted him before Spurs got him. Looks like he will also be joining the foray in a moment. Goodmanson has now got back to his feet and made his way off, and Stroud has got himself onto the pitch. As has Bergvall as well. As the free kick that Tunisia had is just straight wasted into the stand behind the goal. And it was poor from Tunisia. Nygren was the man. Apologies, who came off for Bergvall moments before. I was about to let you know that before seeing the frustration of many Tunisian fans' faces as that free kick was just sent over the top of absolutely everybody and into the stands as Sweden now start to grow in this second half after that goal. Their confidence is back that they had. It was flowing in the first half. It disappeared after Tunisia found a way back in. And for the first 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes of this second half, it only really looked like it was going to go one way. But a mistake at the back. They've made 3 mistakes in this game. Tunisia will be punished for all 3. Gyökeres takes it down inside the box, but his shot just goes 5-6 yards over the top of the bar. Sweden trying to end this game now with 25 minutes to play in their tournament. opening game. The referee who's having an excellent game. There's not been too many referees who've had difficult games, I don't think, in this tournament. Others might disagree, particularly if it is your country that's had decisions go against you, but Yal Falcon Perez, the Argentinian referee, making his major tournament debut as well. He's been in other major competitions across South America, and a couple of Libertadores, South America, that qualifies for this tournament, the Copa America, and also the under-20 version of this competition 3 years ago. A big career moment for the Argentinian crew that join him as well here in Monterrey. 2 sets of Argentinian referees. The others took charge of the Canada game, their opening night display as well. Given away by Tunisia inside the Swedish half. Driving again is Gyökeres. Coming forward is Isak. This time he finds the pass down to the left-hand side. Tries to bring it back onto his right. Isak opening the space up, but good defending once more just to stop him getting the shot away. Gyökeres picks the ball up. Plays it centrally into the middle. And now we are going to have what I thought was going to be the second hydration break, but the referee allowed them to continue, and Sweden just holding on to the ball, just slowing the game down, playing that patient, methodical play. Just building it up from the back with High. Moves it into left-hand side towards the Iceman. Lindelof back in then towards the box, looking towards Gyökeres, who couldn't quite get a spectacular attempt on the near left-hand side. It was a lovely ball, trying to look for him inside the area. He's outstretched his leg once more. You've seen hamstrings go, the amount he's tried to stretch there. It was Bergvall with the ball in. North London player knocking for North London rival and national teammate Gyökeres, but he just couldn't quite get his body right. Tried the spectacular little overhead kick attempt from Gyökeres, but he completely missed the ball. But now he will have time to take on some lubrication and some hydration as we have another second hydration break. Remember, you can watch this game through your local provider. Well, we provide you with the independent studio-based off-tube commentary. Tunisia, they had a historic global first in this competition in 1978. They beat Mexico 3-1 to become the first Arab and African nation to win in a major global tournament. They beat defending champions France in 2022, who still missed the knockout phases. They were AFCON champions in 2004 on home soil, Arab Cup winners in 1963, and African Nations Championship champions in 2011, not to be confused with African Cup of Nations, 2 different tournaments. Don't get them too confused with how many one team's won over the other. You don't want to upset anybody. Certainly I was going through my head at the start of this game when I wrote down some of the notes, but they built a reputation as a respected African tournament side. They've got a long run of consecutive AFCON appearances. How they would love to find themselves making it out of the group stages for the first time ever. But as it stands, the side who hail in the North African Mediterranean area, shaped by Carthaginian, Roman, Ottoman and French influence, with the Sahara to their south, and their major Arab Spring story in 2011, setting the history of the beautiful nation of Tunisia. But right now, they're sitting bottom of Group F, with Japan and Netherlands sharing the spoils earlier on. It is Sweden who will be enjoying their evening, their Sunday evening, the most. We are back underway in a moment or so. There'll be just less than 19 minutes to play for Sweden to see this game out and for Tunisia to try and find a way back in. Lamouchi said in his press conference that he was hoping that their objective would be to qualify from the group. He's asked supporters to believe it's possible. The supporters have tried to make plenty of noise as he's going to make a couple of substitutions, as well as Lamouchi. As Saad makes his way off, Churi makes his way on, as does Tuneki and Haj Mahmoud, who all make their way on rather quickly. And it was Hannibal Valeri Valeri, the man, one of those who has come off as they try and go for it. Shkiri was the other man that has made way, so they brought on two forwards and a midfielder. Elias Churi, the Copenhagen front man, 5 goals to his name this season, 4 for the national team. He's quiet with the media, but seen by fans as a match-changing player. Can be the creative spark for Copenhagen, and how Tunisia would love for that to be the case. Coming into the midfield as well is Haj Mahmoud, who plies his trade over in Switzerland for Lugano. The Swiss-born midfielder, trusted by Lamouchi. He won the Swiss Cup with his domestic side, and then the other man making his way on to try and add a bit of liveliness. Up front is Tuneki. He plays over in Scotland with Celtic. 6 goals to his name this season, 1 for the national team. He was part of Norway's youth side before switching to Tunisia. His only goal coming in a winner against Haiti in a friendly match. But in this game, there aren't too many friends at all. Not on the major stage, and with 16 minutes to go, Tunisia are going to need to be a little bit more ruthless if they want to find themselves picking up a point in this competition. As they have a thrown over on the far side, Hannibal wins it well. Tries to work it down the left-hand side, but Bergvall is there to deny him any opportunity that he may have. 2 changes so far for Sweden, 3 for Tunisia. Elias Saad, the man who came off, had a really difficult game. He's struggled up front to just get hold of the ball. Valerie at right back. French youth and through Southampton to play at Young Boys also was one of those to go off. Then Elias Ski, the Frankfurt man, with plenty of experience to his name in the last 2 iterations of this competition as well. And they've just got to go for it at this point, Tunisia. It's all or nothing. I think they either score a goal or concede another. It seems to play out that way when it gets late on, as the cool evening air here in Monterrey keeping the fans nice and cool, but it's the football that's keeping the Swedes hot in the stands as Sweden make their way down the left-hand side again, and they're going to win another corner kick. And Ayari will come across to take it rather quickly. Sweden looking to end this game now with 14 minutes to play as they try and crowd around Shamak once again. 3 goals for Sweden, 3 mistakes from Tunisia, 2 from Shamak, 1 from Skiri, who won't have been too happy that he was taken off after the mistake for the third, as Ayari swings the ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, cleared out well towards the edge of the penalty area. Hacked back in by Stroud. It's a high one, but it doesn't go very far, and then Ben Hamida able just to clear his lines and get the ball away for Tunisia, but the game slowly moving out of their favour. It's settled down over the last 10 minutes or so after plenty of pressure at the start of the second half by the Tunisian side. But it's the Swedes and the Swedish fans who are making plenty of noise here in Kuala Lumpur in Monterrey. They are their happiest of a bunch. It's Tunisia on the ball. Hannibal sitting deep inside his own half, just trying to get hold of it, but his pass across to the goal scorer Rakic was almost a hospital ball, and just invited pressure onto him by Ayari. Just managed to get there and works it back and retreats to Shamak in the goal, who just puts his foot through it. A little knockdown by Karlström. Picked up and moved across towards the far left-hand side by those in red. Hannibal again on the halfway line, just puts his foot through it, looking for Tunetki. On this near right-hand side, play back in towards Achuri. Sweden sitting back and doing the defensive work late on here. Down the right-hand side again to a fellow substitute, Mahmoud. Links up again with Achuri, drives towards the byline, puts a cross in towards the box, but clear back out towards the near right-hand side, and the linesman's flag goes up for offside against Achuri from receiving the ball back again, and Lamucci just looks on now from the touchline. He can still make another 2 changes. But they're the makers of their own downfall in this game. They're trying to threaten the Swedish goal, but every time they seem to get close, they seem to just stray slightly offside. They show plenty of signs of life at the start of the second half, but as the time goes on, the light's starting to go out behind the eyes of the Tunisian players who try to win the ball back. An excellent tackle though wins it for Sweden, and that's applauded by everybody in yellow, as well as Graham Potter on the near side. Ayari, the man who's been excellent in this game, putting in a wonderful slide tackle to deny Tunisia a possible counter-attack. It's played forward in towards Gyökeres. Takes his time to try and bring it down, and sat on his shoulder for a little bit of time as well. Trying some old school trickery. Does now fall down towards Stroud, who finds Isak. Just about keeps himself on side. Tries to get a pass across towards the 6-yard box, but dealt with well by Tunisia. It had the accuracy, but it didn't have the pace on it to find the runner coming in at the far post, and it was Bernharsen who was racing over from the right-hand side of the pitch. But great defending at the back from Tunisia, just to snuff out the danger. Hannibal wins it on the halfway line, plays it back inside his own half to Mahmoud. Quick change of play towards the left-hand side. Now Tunisia just trying to attack down the left channel, driving towards the edge of the area. Just got one to beat over on the far side. Is Abdi, who runs into some trouble, and then they get a cross in, but it's way too close to the keeper, who cradles the ball on the ground like a mother cradles a newborn baby. It's meat to drink for the quality of the keeper. The likes of Nordfeld in his 22nd appearance for the national team. Sends it up to Gyökeres, who's looking a little bit more tired as the game goes on. Couldn't quite get his knee down. He's got plenty of quality still on the bench for both sides. For Sweden, we've got the 2 substitute keepers in Zetterstrom and Victor Johansson. We've got defenders, Herman Johansson, Daniel Svensson, Ekdal to potentially, and Starfelt to potentially bring on. We've also got Anthony Elanga, Ken Sema, Svanberg, Eric Smith, Zanelli Nielsen, and Ali, all to potentially bring on in the final 9 minutes of this game for Tunisia. Their two substitute keepers, Darman and Ben Hessen, will be looking on rather frustrated. The issues that have gone on with Shamak, particularly in that first half. They've also got the likes of Adam Arous, Dylan Brown, scored against Belgium in 2018. He's valued by Lemouche despite having limited minutes. Played in the last two competitions. An option for them to bring on Mastori, Gabi, Ben Juarez, Khalila Yari, Elumi, Shawat, Fati and Shikoai. All available for those in red to bring on. But 8 minutes to go and it's Sweden in complete control of this game, just as they have been from the first minute of this contest. Tunisia showed signs, but it's starting to get into desperation station for them. Nerves still jangling in the Swedish camp. One goal could change everything. Even now, it's over on the right-hand side, and Sweden will win a free kick as Bernharsen just dragged down by Abdi, who now has the captain's armband and looks tired himself as well. They've been doing plenty of defending, chasing the game. Lamucci will throw his final throw of the dice. Khedira will make his way off. They'll make two changes. Will Tunisia? Slimani also making his way off. And coming on is Gabi and Shao at the moment, mentioned the moments before Gabi. The Augsburg man making his 80th appearance for the national team. He played in Spain and France in their youth. PSG academy route as well. He hasn't had too much time this season in Augsburg. Over in the Bundesliga as the ball's played towards the box, and it's 4-0, and it's as simple as you like, and it's game, set and match for Sweden. It was a simple free kick, played in, not dealt with, and it's the substitute Matthias Svanberg, but the linesman's flag has gone up over on the far side, and he will be denied an almost instant impact after coming on. He's only been on the pitch for a moment of seconds. I was still running through the Tunisian players coming on before announcing Svanberg had made his way on. He's miles offside, to be fair. In fact, everyone for Sweden is offside. I think he was hoping that Isak might have just got a flick on, because Isak stayed onside. He stayed on, then after he was onside at the second attempt, if it had taken a slight flick on the way through. But what an impact that would have been for the substitute. He came on moments ago for Karlström, the Wolfsburg midfielder, who could have chosen ice hockey just like his father. Plays over in Wolfsburg, won the title with Malmo in 2016, but that could have been one of the best moments of his career had that stand. It doesn't, and it remains Sweden 3, Tunisia 1. The referee is just checking this for VAR, and they're looking to see if Isak got a flick on, and Isak's claiming that he got a flick on. So we'll wait for VAR to make their decision about whether Sweden will have a fourth goal here or not. The referee just trying to move the players crowding around them. He only wants Lindelof and Abdi, the two captains, to come and have a conversation with him. But right now, all eyes and ears are listening to VAR to see what decision has been made. Svanberg waits, and it's been given as a goal, and Svanberg with his first touch a mere seconds after coming on has given Sweden all 3 points. They lead by 4 goals to 1, and what a moment for him. He'd only just made his way onto the pitch. The free kick from the far side, everyone bar Isak stayed on side. Isak flicked it through. It looked like he got nowhere near it, but on the replay they've shown it's just flicked off the back of his heel straight in towards Svanberg, who got himself back on side, and it's his 3rd goal and his 42nd appearance for the national team. And what a moment to do it, and what a scoreline this is. Sweden 4, Tunisia 1, and Sweden, who struggled in the qualifiers to get them into this tournament. And the replay show that Isak just got a slight nick on, flicked it in towards Svanberg, who hit it sweetly on the half volley down into the bottom right of the corner, and Graham Potter has the biggest smile I think I've ever seen on his face. Now they can breathe a sigh of relief. Now they know that they will be taking 3 points. A 4-1 lead here in Monterrey. And Svanberg with the goal. What an inspired substitution from Graham Potter. That's probably why he's got the biggest smile on his face. He took off Jesper Karlsson, the Udinese man. As here comes Isak once more, looking for 5th and forcing Shamak into a save. An excellent run again from Gyökeres down the left-hand side, driving down towards the byline. Just pulls it back in towards Isak, whose first time finished, looking towards the far corner. Just pushed away from Shamak, who was better on that occasion. But Sweden, they've already got the 3 points in the bag. They're just enjoying themselves now and having the time of their lives. The other man that came on moments before that goal hit the back of the net was Firas Shawat, the Club African man who plays his games in Tunisia. He's got 14 goals for them this season. Back-to-back Tunisian top scorer. Title-winning forward. Had to watch as a man that hasn't scored. Has only scored 3 goals this season for Wolfsburg. Made an instant impact. The lining 2 more changes up as well is Graham Potter. It looks like Daniel Svensson, the Borussia Dortmund running machine, will come on. He averages around about 13 kilometres per game when he does play, and Anthony Elanga as well, the Newcastle man. Plenty of pace, has his rhythm as a dancer chant. I'm sure he'll be dancing into the night, but here comes Bergvall once more, and it's an excellent last-ditch tackle, and what a clearance that is from the Tunisian defence. Again, it's Gyökeres who's really grown into this game. He struggled for some time. He just picked up the loose ball, played it back into the box towards Bergvall, but what a sliding challenge that was from Abdi to get himself across. Heroic defending at the back to keep this score line down. Sweden will have a corner kick as we come up to 90 minutes on the clock. We'll have a few extra minutes added on to the usual 3 for the hydration break. As Isak makes his way off for Anthony Elanga. And Bernjassen makes his way off as well for Svensson. The final changes made from both sides. No more substitutes can be made as the corner's whipped in from this near side towards the far side, and Shamak gets through the bodies of players and gets a hand to it to just push it away and out of play on the far side of the pitch, and it'll be a Swedish throw as we still wait to see how long will be added on by the referee at the end of this game. With 30 seconds into time added on. But nothing announced from VAR. Isak down the near side, getting his jersey on. 6 minutes have been added on, of which we've already played a minute. Touchdown by the last goal scorer there in Svanberg. Brings it back in towards Lindelof inside his own half and just moves it back across towards centre-half partner of Heen over on the far side of the pitch. Locks up and just tries to get a man in behind the back line over on the far side, looking for the run of the new man Svensson, who loses out but tries to do the defensive work high up the field with that high press, and you don't need to do too much more of that in this game. A comfortable win for Sweden in the end, after he looked a little bit unsure and nervy right at the end of the first half and first 10 minutes of the second half, but bar that 15-minute spell, this has been Sweden's game. They've controlled the scoreline and around about the same amount of possession, but they've far more shots than Tunisia. Tunisia did have opportunity, got an opportunity here with a free kick on this near side. A yard or so off the touchline, whipped in towards the penalty area by Ismail Gabi. Cleared out though by Sweden towards the far side, and a shot comes in from range and it stings the palms of Nordfeld in the goal, who can't keep on to it, just has to push it away and out towards the far side with an excellent work defensive from Lager Bielka to win a free kick against the substitute Elias Achuri, who just comes into the back. And they're showing on the big screen the Isak touch. If you've ever watched a game of cricket, it's a bit like Ultra Edge that they're currently showing, where they're showing they could hear the slight noise and the nick, and I'm not too sure where they've taken that from. Especially when it does come to cricket, and it's obviously a very niche sport to try and reference. When it does come to cricket, it's because it's the camera, the noise and the microphone, sorry, is behind the player that's batting in the stumps in the wicket. But Isak was in the penalty area, so I'm not too sure which microphone would have picked that up and said there was no noise anywhere else, but that was an interesting one from the organisers to show on the big screen as Tunisia try and find a consolation goal late on. 2.5 minutes of the 6 minutes added on at the end of this game. Sent down the left-hand side, looking for Mahmoud, who can't quite get himself into the area. Clear back out towards the far side, and the linesman's flag goes up once more. And it's a tale of the tape, really, for Tunisia in this game. Straying offside way too many times. And they've just invited Sweden to clear the lines on way too many occasions, and I think they would have liked 5-6 times they've been offside in this game. Now Tunisia, they've kept the linesman busy, that's for sure, as it's with Sweden over on the far side with Gyökeres. Pushed towards the far touchline, he's going to win a throw-in off Hannibal as well. He's really grown into this game, Gyökeres. He was slow in the first half, looked like he was running through treacle, but as the second half's gone on, he's really grown, he's found his feet far more. He still doesn't quite have the pace, but his first touch improved. And he's finding his passes as well as here he's down the left-hand side, but Ben Hermida with a lovely challenge in and then just clears his lines. But 60 seconds to go in this game. Sweden on the edge and verge of a wonderful, wonderful major tournament victory. The referee counting down over on the far side, and they'll just quickly take the throw. It might have been a foul throw as well for him. Sweden as well. The referee says the ball's been won, comes back out, shot comes in, and it's 5-1 to Sweden. They cannot keep them out too long, and it's Ayari once more with his second goal of the game. His first goal, he held his hands up and said, I don't want to celebrate against the country I could have played for. On this occasion, his knee sliding into the corner, and he completely forgets that. It's been an absolute romp from the Scandinavians, and they lead by 5 goals to 1 in the 96th minute here in Monterrey. It looked unnervy for a 15-minute period or so, but they've absolutely walked it in the end. And Yasin Ayari, the Brighton man, he only had 3 goals for the national team before the start of this evening. He's added 2 more to that, and it was another mistake at the back. It was an excellent challenge in, given away. Ayari pounced onto it, pushed it once to his right-hand side, and then a beauty of a strike into the far right-hand corner of Chamak's goal. Tunisia just have not been at the races, and for the second game in a row against European sides, they found themselves conceding 5. It's an easy evening, and Graham Potter with a huge smile on his face, and you won't take that off him for days to come. The referee blows the full-time whistle as well. That's the end of the game. He saves Tunisia from any more embarrassment, but it started as it meant to go on for Sweden and Ayari. He didn't celebrate the first time. Chamak came out, didn't deal with the ball over the top. He palmed it away as Isak tried to close him down, straight in towards Gyökeres. His shot was cleared off the line, but only as far as Ayari, who stepped up on the edge of the area on the half volley and just sent it past Chamak to his left-hand side. The keeper really should have done better, but beaten by the pace. Slimani forced the goalkeeper up the other end. Norfeld into a save when he really should have scored from 10 yards out. Isak then made it 2 on the counter. A long ball went in towards Gyökeres. His excellent first touch with his chest. His second sent Isak into space. The defence sat back, invited pressure onto him, particularly Talbi on that occasion. Isak got to the edge of the area, pushed it to the right-hand side, opened up the angle and played it low to the left-hand side of Chamak, who couldn't get down quick enough, and it bounced over the top of his hand to double Sweden's lead. It looked comfortable until Rakic's header from a wonderful Hannibal cross from the right-hand side, 2 minutes before half-time, half the deficit. And at the start of the second half, Tunisia came out the better side until another poor mistake, this time from the captain Skriri, who gave it straight towards Gyökeres, straight towards Isak, who tried to drive forward. Skriri tried to make up for the mistake, and in doing so, he passed it straight in towards Gyökeres, who coolly put it past the right-hand side of Chamak. Svanberg then made it 4 seconds after coming off the bench. A lovely ball into the box, flicked on by Isak, and then the first touch finish down low and hard from Svanberg. It took VAR a little bit of time to double check just to see if Isak did get a touch after the offside flag went up. And then it was 5 with the last kick of the game. And it was Ayari once more. Another mistake from Tunis.